Hope usually points us forward, towards a better tomorrow and a brighter future. We are hopeful because we believe that what we want will happen soon. But hope remembered is something different. Hope remembered is anchored backwards, towards a past filled with idealistic nostalgia. This hope reflects on what we used to have, on what we used to believe, and on what might have been. When we remember hope, we reminisce about the good old days, when everything was less chaotic and times were simpler. We remember our loved ones whom we've lost along the way, and we yearn to have just one more magical moment with them. The songwriter Irving Berlin experienced a profound loss on Christmas Day that permanently rewired his relationship with the holiday, and this subtle melancholy of hope remembered can be heard in Berlin's immortal song, White Christmas. Just days after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the world first heard White Christmas sung live by Bing Crosby on his radio show on Christmas Day in 1941. The master of the original 1942 recording wore out from frequent use, and the song was re-recorded in 1947, and that 1947 version is the one we know today. There is a forgotten verse at the beginning of the song describing the bright, warm climate of Los Angeles on Christmas Eve, depicting a displaced soul longing for a wintry Christmas. That introductory stanza is typically excluded from recordings, including Crosby's own. The song appeared in Holiday Inn in 1942, and it won the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Through those films and the recordings, Bing Crosby became the unofficial voice of Christmas, and his Christmas catalog still makes the charts today. There is a subtle yet dramatic moment in the very first phrase of the song, where the melody lands on a suspended note, a sharp 4, on the first syllable of Christmas, before resolving on the second syllable. For such a warm and seemingly easygoing melody, it may be surprising to hear a momentarily tense moment in the first line. The chromatic note happens so quickly that the listener may not register the haunting friction that happens in less than a second. This F sharp on Christ, a note as far away from the song's C major key as you can be, creates a restless kinetic energy that needs to resolve to the G on mus. A splinter of dissonance demanding the soothing balm of the dominant chord. A quick moment of tension and release that adds a layer of understated complexity to the music. Although this brief moment almost goes unnoticed, this suspended note is more important than we first realize. Hope itself lives within this suspended note. As hope is the suspension before the eventual joy, this suspended note on Christ is the poignant embodiment of hope before the eventual satisfying resolution on mus. This haunting chromatic note on the most important word of the holiday epitomizes the hope remembered theme, the deep longing we have for a past to which we can never quite return. White Christmas began to transform from a popular Christmas song into a national cultural monument in the fall of 1942, climbing to the top of the hit parade charts thanks to the millions of homesick U.S. soldiers overseas. Fighting in very unfestive environments, these soldiers overwhelmed the Armed Forces radio service with constant requests for Crosby's recording. The song's longing perfectly epitomized the psychological state of the soldiers, and the vision of a white Christmas articulated the serene, picturesque homestead for which they were yearning. The song's popularity only grew during the wartime Christmases of 1943 and 1944, topping the charts both years again. Bing Crosby frequently traveled overseas during the war to entertain the troops, who would request White Christmas all year long. The song eventually surpassed Berlin's God Bless America in sales, becoming his most popular song ever and the best-selling Christmas song of all time. The instrumental arrangement of Crosby's 1947 recording helped define the sound of Christmas for future generations. Light fluttering flutes, warm violins full of vibrato, and a celesta adding a wonderful glistening sparkle. The orchestration creates a setting as if we are settled by the fireplace. The tempo strolls by at a steady, relaxed pace with plenty of time to soak in the nostalgia of better days gone by. White Christmas is also a masterclass in economical soundwriting. Only 54 words and 67 notes to tell this holiday short story, repeated once to fill out the 3 minutes of Crosby's 1947 recording. After Bing sings the verse the first time through, the Ken Darby singers lead the repeat in a Waite-like caroling manner, with Bing accompanying them with a light-hearted, gleeful whistle, until he once more takes the vocal lead for the climactic ending. The massive success of this song forever changed the popularity of Christmas music, and it ushered in a new wave of musical nostalgia for the holidays. Hits like The Christmas Song and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. The melancholy which silently pervades the song is also reflected in the somber history of Irving Berlin's relationship with Christmas. As a Russian Jewish immigrant, Berlin's relationship with the holiday was already complicated. But on Christmas Day in 1928, Berlin experienced the most devastating loss a parent can ever endure. Berlin's infant son, Irving Berlin Jr., died on Christmas Day in 1928, likely of sudden infant death syndrome, just a few weeks after he was born. The death of his baby boy haunted Berlin for the rest of his life, and he would regularly place flowers on his son's grave on Christmas Day as a memorial to the boy he lost. Hope remembered became Berlin remembered.